something I learned about something I learned about our attention is where attention goes, energy flows. If you focus on the positives of the situation, you're going to start to see more positives. If you focus on the negatives of your situation, you're going to start to see more negatives in your situation. What you focus on is what you start to see more and more of. And the more you start to put your attention and your focus on, that is what you are again more going to see more of, and you are going to start to see happening much more and more reoccurring. And the thing I learned is where we focus our attention the most is very important to become mindful with what it is we are focusing on. In your situation, are you focusing more on the positives or are you focusing more on the negatives? If you're focusing so much on the negatives, if you're focusing more on the negatives, you should be focusing on the negatives to create a solution for that problem. If you are focusing so much on the negatives and you are not doing anything about it, then you are going to start to see more negative things start to happen with your everyday life. You're going to start to see more things giving you validational reasons as to why this particular thing is happening and why this particular thing is never going to change. Whereas if you are able to develop the mentality and focus more on the positives, you're going to be able to start to see the good within the situation. You're going to start to see more positives. You're going to develop the mentality to become more optimistic within your situation, and that is very huge. The more you focus on something, the more you are going to start to see it happening, and that is very important with goal setting. When you are setting a goal, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing more on your failures? Are you focusing more on your successes? Are you focusing more on the things that you need to take care of? Are you focusing more on, again, the problems of your situation, or are you focusing on the solutions to your problems? And the more you start to develop the mentality and become mindful of what it is you are focusing on. Are you focusing on, again, the negatives of your situation, or are you focusing more on the positives? And the thing I learned is there are going to be many reasons to give you so many indications as to why something is never going to change or why something is the way it is. And it's going to give you so many reasons as to why maybe what you're working towards is a waste of your time or it isn't worth your effort. If you're trying to work through something with your mental health, if you're trying to get through something, it is very important that you start to focus more on the positives rather than the negatives of the situation, especially, again, when you are going through a really hard season within your life. You have to find a way to develop the mentality to focus more on the positives than you do the negatives. And I know I said positives and negatives so many times within this video, but what I hope I can get across in this video is where attention goes, energy flows. So the more you focus on one thing, whether it be positive or negative, that is what you are going to start to see more and more of. Again, think of it as when someone buys a red car, because you've seen the red car and because you now put that red car to a picture because your friend bought it or a family member bought it, it subconsciously goes in your mind. So when you are out and about, you start to see more red cars. And when you see that particular car, especially the same car, you instantly think of that person. And that's how our mind works. What you focus on, and if you are able to, when you come across something and you're able to attach it with a goal, and when you come across a very similar thing or even the same thing, you are going to start to see your goal. Again, if you attach it to a goal. Now, for full transparency and for clarification, is if you have a goal, and let's just say, for example, you're on a fitness journey. It was the number one thing that came to mind. You're on a fitness journey, you have a goal, and maybe you want to become like The Rock. The Rock was the number one thing that came to my mind right now. You want to look like Dwayne Johnson. So you're hitting the gym, you're working out. Okay? Because if you attach your weight loss goal and because you attach it to The Rock, every time you work out, you're subconsciously going to start to attract that figure within your life. Again, it's going to take effort, and again, you are going to have to put in your own work to, of course, make such thing happen.